Zacharias "Zach" Kostopoulos was born in the United States to Greek migrants in 1985. At age 7, the family relocated back to Greece, and in his early adulthood would travel between the two nations. He studied acting and marketing and worked at the Athens checkpoint. He also volunteered at Fetiki Phoni, whilst also writing online content and in newspapers, mostly about issues such as sexuality, human rights, and HIV. Zach himself was diagnosed as HIV positive in 2009, aged 24. In an interview, Zach stated that his parents took the news as best as could, but were not keen on him being open about his diagnosis, recollecting that at the time, customers began to avoid his parents' restaurant with fears of catching the virus, despite Zach at the time living hundreds of miles away. Nevertheless, his parents always accepted him, ever since he came out as gay at age 16. In his later years, Zach began to perform as a drag artist under the stage name Zaki. On Friday the 21st of September 2018, a young man entered a jewellery store on Gladstone Street in Omonia, and according to eyewitness statements, the young man attempted to rob the store. However, this story was later questioned as untrue. Somehow, the young man got trapped inside the store due to the security mechanism of the entrance door, and while trying to escape, used a fire extinguisher first to break the door, then to break the storefront window, sliding himself out of the store. The shop owner, along with a passerby, managed to halt his escape by the use of excessive force. The young man was Zach. When the ambulance arrived, the now blood-soaked Zach received first aid, but attempted to flee by grabbing a shard of glass, threatening anyone who would attempt to stop him. By this time, police arrived on the scene, tackling Zach to the ground, beating him relentlessly, and then cuffing him. Video footage, taken by citizens at the scene and posted online, also disproved this version of events too. In the videos, police can be seen non-stop beating Zach while he is on the ground, and during the onslaught of brutal kicking, Zach passed away, aged 33. Officers at the scene proceeded to continue to kick his lifeless body even after establishing his death. The incident was made public in the media, however, did not originally post the actual footage taken by people at the scene, and running the story of how a drug addict died of an overdose after attempting to rob a store. The public prosecutor's office brought criminal proceedings against the store owner and one other person. According to the civil action in the original case file against the two men, who continuously kicked Zach in the head, there were serious omissions, since there was no mention of the brutality of the incident. Despite there being video footage of the lynching, it was not included in the case file. If the videos had not been published, no one would have known the truth about the murder, claimed the family's lawyer. Later video released once again re-overturned the events, showing Zach receiving taunts while he tried to enter a fast food restaurant to buy a bottle of water. Due to witness testimony, Zach was screaming for help before he entered the jewelry store, which ruled out the theft robbery attempt scenario, as Zach hung around the fast food restaurant for several minutes, holding a bottle of water. Toxicological tests on Zach's body came negative for drugs and alcohol, and his cause of death was determined as a heart attack due to the beating, which further disproved media reports of him dying from a narcotics overdose. With the help of the group Forensic Architecture, another man who participated in the lynching was noticed, but police, however, have never been able to identify him. Statements given by the officers at the scene claim that Zach entered the store with a knife with the goal of theft, and later on attacked a paramedic with a shard of glass. One officer, during the attack, held the so-called knife of evidence with his bare hands, and that was used as an excuse as to why Zach's fingerprints were not on the weapon. The defence asked for a re-examination of the results, but once again, they were found negative. Eventually, 2 officers were indicted to trial for the murder. Later information that leaked were that the media had received the drug overdose story from security officers of the Attiki police force. The jewellery store owner was also ousted of having neo-Nazi beliefs and ideologies. 3 years later, and no one has spent not even a day in jail for Zach's death. The trial into his murder has been suspended indefinitely due to COVID-19. However, Zach's memory is being kept alive through memorial gatherings where the slogan "Zaki lives, smash the Nazis" is chanted at events around the country. In May 2019, a book titled Zaki was published, which details his day-to-day life through conversations and interviews.